Hello and welcome to Clipping In. It's Thursday, the 10th of July, and Yorkshire's already got a drought warning, but tomorrow, Friday the 11th, a hosepipe ban will be put into place. I think it's time for another urgent reservoir inspection. Here we are at the Inlet Dowry Reservoir, which I visited in the last video. Already you can see, if you look over there on the far side, you can see where the road goes over the embankment. You can see the crags and you can see where the water level might be at winter. Interestingly, just turning in this direction nice and steady, Buckstones Road, you can see one or two markers up there, and it climbs up there towards the Pennine Way and round to good old Buckstones. I've put up a map, I found it this morning, of one from the 1860s, one from the early 1890s, and it shows this series of reservoirs that we're going to have a look at. There's the New Year's, there's Dowry, there's the one that I forget, Crookgate, and then there's the Readyand. And that quartet was built in the 1880s. So looking at the old vintage maps, you can see how they detoured the road and made the road go over that embankment on the 1890 edition. You just see a truck there making its way merrily up the Buckstones Road. For us, we've got to slog our way up that. We're on the Pennine Bridleway now. Whew. This is quite a pull. And I've been merrily freewheeling down from Buckstones. Nope. Too loose. Beating me, is this? Dear me. I was just getting wheel spin one way and front wheel lifting another way. Tja. Quicker to walk it, I think. Safer. Well, that was a bit rougher than I expected, that climb. As I said, I must have ridden the roads around here hundreds of times, but I've never ever tried this until today. It might be a one-off. So this is the run alongside the top reservoir of the quartet. I think it's called Readyand Dean. Again, built 1883. And I think it was Oldham Council that bought the land and funded it. Because in a little while we'll be coming to another connected chain of reservoirs, the Python chain. And I think there's 5, 6 in that unit, and that was Oldham too. So there certainly must have been some population explosion and a little bit of wealth too. So directly ahead is the Denshaw, Windy Hill, Ripponden Road, with that pub, the is it called the Ram's Head Inn? Incidentally, if anybody's got a long memory, did that place used to offer helicopter rides at one time? For some reason it's stuck in my mind, late 90s, that there was a sign saying, you know, helicopter excursions. Let me know if you remember that. Quick view there looking down. I think that one is called Crook Gate. That's the, if you like, the second highest in the quartet. The one that you can't see from the Dowy embankment. Not quite sure what to expect. Some of the there are some horizontal stone drainage channels, and some of them, they seem so wide. Now this one's part filled in with silt, so it's not too bad. But there's one back there, it seems to be nearly a foot wide. I think that big reservoir ahead is Python, but I'm not sure. I'll have a look at the map when this level's off. Well, this is a lot rougher than I expected. I certainly wouldn't fancy trying this on a touring bike. I see. I do. Straight up, is it? Yeah. Well, trails are bone dry. I would imagine some of these would take on a different complexion in December. Now, just as we turn this corner, you get a good view now of the Reservoir Viaduct, which carries the M62. M62 motorway opened in stages, but early 70s I think for this section. I'm not quite sure how tall Reservoir Viaduct is. I'll find out and put a caption, but I'm guessing it's well over 100 feet high. I missed a left turn. I was hypnotised by a sign that said Hollingworth Lake, but I shouldn't have gone in that way. Corrected it now. I'm hoping that this skirts round far side of Hollingworth Lake, roughly parallel with the motorway, to take me to top side of Milne Row. A section where I can actually flow a little bit. That track that I mentioned back there, that beat me twice. It's just steep and loose, and in these temperatures, oh, you really feel it when you lose your cooling breeze. I think I want a left here. I'm going to go left. Okay. So this area is called Tons Hill on the map. I've just passed a golf club. I should be able to pick up a bridleway soon. It'll take me back up onto the moors. Oh, pave. Now left or right? It's true. I think when it's wet, this will be lethal. Nope. Got me again. Just like bedrock. Oh dear me. If I'm not careful, I'll be doing more walking than cycling on this loop. So this is closing a little loop from earlier. You'll see it on the map. There are some big groups of Duke of Edinburgh people out today. I had a chat to some of the supervisors earlier on from some Oldham school. Today's bike is the Specialized Chisel Comp, which is a lightweight aluminium XC mountain bike. I think it deserves a better off-road rider than me, but I certainly wouldn't have fancied it doing what I've done so far on anything less than this bike. It's been very, very surprisingly rough in places. Right, let's plod on. More bridleways to Windy Hill. Now, more walking. I cannot find any rhythm on this section at all. I'm sure the GoPro will make this look like a bump in the carpet, but I can't cycle this stuff. Dear me. I have a feeling I'm going to be walking most of the way to Windy Hill at this rate. That mast there is more or less the top of Windy Hill, and there's a bit of a transport calf to the right, just visible. Oh, I lost count of the amount of walking I've had to do until I got to this yellow brick road. Oh, there was just no lines at all. Way beyond my comfort zone. I haven't looked properly, but I think this off-road loop has taken me well over twice what I thought it would. It's truth. Right, I've got back to the Denshaw, Windy Hill, Ripponden Road, and I'm going back on the tarmac now. I've had enough. I had a major sense of humour failure back there. I'll have to do some editing. It's, according to Google, 27 degrees C, and I was just having to push my bike uphill at 3 miles an hour. Oh, my temperature went through the roof there. Thankfully now I'm in a cooling air current and I'm back on tarmac. Yippee! Now the area to the left of shot was all burnt black, destroyed on that moorland fire on the 1st of May this year. The one that I saw the smoke towards the end of my ride. So really it's miraculous. You can, in one or two places you can still see black burnt areas, but it's miraculous how it's regrown. Now there's an interesting view. Scammondon Bridge over the M62. That's the point where the M62 splits to go around that farm in the middle. White-walled cottage. You'll get another glimpse of it in the centre of the shot soon. And then we're also alongside Boothwood Reservoir, which is looking very empty. There you are. Well, signing off time. That's been a bit of an adventure. A bit more of an adventure than I expected. I'll have to chop out all the moaning and swearing and complaining. So it'll be quite a short video, I think. Oh dear. The Pennine Bridleway part, I'd ride again. In dry conditions, on a mountain bike, yeah. I think that's good. But the rest of it, oh, no way. Not for me. And oh, the heat really finished me off there. Never really came back from that. Anyway, no matter what the miles say, because we all know that miles don't tell the full story on this kind of terrain, on this kind of bike. That's all for this edition of Clipping In. See you fairly soon back out on the Yorkshire roads. Bye bye.